Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome back to What's the Topic Again podcast. I am your co-host, Imaria Love, aka Mars on the internet.
And I am your co-host, Deborah Love.
And today we are talking about some icks, phobias, and just things that we just don't like.
Right, right.
Just random things that we just don't like, and we're just gonna even just talk about some things that we probably never heard of.
And then we're gonna play a game at the end to see if she can guess what phobia it is by me saying what it is.
Wow. Horrible. We're gonna find
just
out
put the words together, break it down, and put the words together and figure it out.
It's very unique in my opinion, and also happy Black History Month. While this is posted anyway, it's not Black History Month yet, but we still gonna support, and we gonna talk about somebody too. Specifically, at least my mom has somebody in store. I don't know who. She's gonna talk about it.
Pretty good. And we're gonna talk about several people, but I'm trying to bring up the people that they don't normally talk about.
Yeah, and
bring some attention to them.
Yeah, and I'm very, very, very excited for us to really talk about Black history, not only like mainstream people, but also people that just need to be heard.
Right?
Because they made history. But not enough light has been shed on them,
right?
In my opinion. So,
you'll be surprised.
We're gonna get right into the icks and phobias that we have in store for y'all. Okay. All right, Mama Story. We both said okay at the same time. That was too cute.
Okay, so a phobia. A phobia is an anxiety disorder involving excessive and persistent fear of a situation or object. Exposure to the source of the fear triggers that type of anxiety or whatever. So we are going to look at this.
We'll leave a link in the description too on
where I get this information from?
Yes, get the information from specifically, and it's going to be in the audio description and also as well for the video description. So please click down below if you want to follow along with us.
All right, so here's a good tip. It said women are more likely to experience phobias than men. Typical symptoms of phobia can include nausea, trembling, rapid heartbeat, that's mine, feelings of unreality, and being preoccupied with the fear object.
I can say that for one. At least a few of those terms is definitely what I would get for sure.
And I'm going to give credit to the American Psychiatric Association.
Yes.
They identify 3 different categories of phobias.
I didn't know they were classified in categories, but here we are.
So you have your social phobias, now known as social anxiety disorder.
Which is what I have specifically.
This phobia is marked by a fear of social situations in which a person might be judged or embarrassed.
That's literally my description. I say I have social anxiety, and I very much do. It's rough.
I don't have that disorder. I think I can just blend in with people.
Well, I think that just comes with time and also your age as well.
Yeah. But then you have adults that don't want to be around a group of people. They don't socialize.
It's not like they're hermits. It's just pick and choose on who they socialize with and what they feel most comfortable in certain situations. That's it. Because most of the time with social anxiety, it stems from heavily anxiety.
Right.
From, obviously, as it says, social situations.
And the second category is agoraphobia. And this phobia involves an irrational and extreme fear of being in places where escape is difficult.
Oh.
Okay, it may involve a fear of crowded places or even of leaving one's home.
A lot of true crime cases will probably classify certain situations that's like this person didn't leave their home and they found up unalive there. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like is it this sort of stage of phobia that they would? It's because sometimes they'll classify as like some detectives or people that do autopsies will probably say this is probably one thing that could be an option, but who knows specifically.
And then if that person has a fear of leaving home, they probably have everything shipped to them.
Yeah.
Or have a family member bring something to them, leave it on the porch.
Right.
Don't want nobody to come inside.
You've probably seen a couple of horror movies that probably have that premise,
Right. And the last one is your specific phobias. So when people talk about having a phobia of a specific object, such as snakes, spiders,
like
you,
me,
needles,
Yeah.
Granddaddy.
Yeah.
He did not like needles. And they are referring to a specific phobia. So, the 4 major specific phobias categories: natural environment, animals,
Yeah.
what it says, medical treatments,
Yeah, medical treatments.
and a specific
Situation.
Yep. Yep.
That's pretty neat. Like I said, I did not know they were classified into categories. I did not know that, but here we go.
Yep. So let's see here. So one important thing to remember is that virtually any object can become a fear object. The names of specific phobias are often formed as nonce words or words coined by a single occasion only. So these names themselves are often formed by taking a Greek prefix that represents the fear object and adding the phobia suffix. Because of this, any attempt at a completely exhaustive list of phobias would be it's a futile exercise. You just ain't gonna get all the full list.
Yeah.
So any list of phobias could grow with the addition of new coined terms for previously unnamed specific phobias. So from this site, I got a full list of phobias.
We're not gonna go through all of them,
We're
of
not
course,
gonna go through the whole
but
list. No.
at most ones that like strike my mom's eye, she'll probably like read what they are anyway, or make me guess them.
Yeah, I'll do the common one. Okay, so we already went over agoraphobia. That's the fear of open spaces or crowds.
Right.
And I don't know. I don't. For sure, I know I don't have that fear.
Okay, I would say this: if you're curious about like having social anxiety, how it feels, you want to know, because I get it from time to time that sometimes it can lead to panic attacks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to talk about it, how it feels. But personally, how it feels anyway, it's almost like, imagine you're in a room, group of people anyway, and you know, you can either be in, like, talking to somebody or just even just standing there alone, and it just feels like the whole room either is looking at you, either on the sense that you feel consumed, like it's too much chaos going on that your brain feels overstimulated anyway, or either on the sense of you feel so uncomfortable because it's out of your comfort zone that you're not used to, and your mind and body shuts down to lead on to a panic attack. So it just depends on person to person. These are just my experiences, that those 3 that I will say has happened to me that has led to a panic attack. And they're not fun, but it's just a learning curve. Like, maybe we should not do that to yourself again.
So I know one thing: if we go on shopping or doing certain things,
it has to be early
for
or
her.
at most like open, like the doors are open, we go in there first.
And go in and come back out for her, because it is.
You will never forget specifically that mall incident that happened, didn't you? Specifically, we went to the mall very early, okay? Yeah. And we were about to walk into a store, or almost like about to like walk out in, it's like a whole big mall too, and I think we parked all the way on the side, like where Macy's is and stuff. So we had to walk all the way back, and I know we sat down for a second because it was a very long walk, and we were just chatting and just trying to make sure our game plan on what we gonna do next. And a family just bought a whole parade and just stood there in front of a store and just started talking like
right.
And she just saw my expression go from like happy go smiley, because we were hugging and stuff. We were having it was a vibe, and just saw my face went from happy to just shut down, and she's like, "Oh, we gotta go. We gotta go now." Even you were like, to a degree, like, they acted too loud. We gotta go. And you were like, now I know.
Let's go.
Now I see what you mean when you say you have social anxiety now, because not a lot of people would think it's on the sense of, it's like, oh, it's because you don't socialize enough. That's why you have that irrational fear.
You do.
I mean,
you socialize.
I socialize well enough.
Cheer, you know that you had to be in front of a crowd as cheer. But like you're saying, you were on stage. People was watching you. Yeah. And you didn't pay. You kind of like blocked them out.
Yeah. It's especially if you're passionate about doing something that you personally love, you get into a certain zone that you clock everything out. Right. So that really doesn't give a valid point to somebody that has social anxiety, even in settings on the sense of parties, or even like birthday parties and stuff like that. I'll be the main one talking. I try to start a conversation with other people, because I'm like, this person invited us here. I don't know who y'all are, maybe we can't get to know each other. Either
Right.
like give me your socials, or if you feel that confident of
But
phone numbers.
that was a small setting for you.
Yeah.
That was not like a big 500-person birthday party.
No.
Okay.
I would not even go to that anyway.
I don't
That
even
sounds
think
too crazy.
10 people as far as teenagers was there
Yeah.
at that table. So that was a small
I
setting
mean,
for
we
you,
all
for you
sat
all
there
to
in
interact.
silence. I'm like, all of us don't go to the same school.
Right.
All of us are literally like new to each other. We almost like social media people to this one person.
Right.
Talk! Oh my god,
Right.
like talk! That's what I felt like, especially being the oldest one in that table, if I'm incorrect too.
You was.
So I'm like,
You're the only one graduating that year, and everybody else was
like
had
graduating
a
years
year or two.
behind. I'm
Yeah.
like, talk. Hello, he invited us here. You know what I mean?
Right.
Start talking.
Right.
It's a social setting. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's how I personally felt like. So that, in my opinion, just is not that for me. It just depends on how I feel or how a certain setting is, a situation. It makes it build up like that.
And I think any fear can be overcome,
Yeah.
but it just takes some time. But some of them cannot,
No.
because I don't think that fear of snakes is ever. I don't think so.
I can't. It's certain bugs for me. That's it.
Right, and I
Especially
don't-
spiders.
I mean-
Spiders are arachnids. But anywho,
Yeah, so I don't see that fear of mine, and I don't even know where that fear came from.
grandma.
Well, maybe her, but I know as a kid when we went to the zoo,
Mm.
they had it like you walk through a tunnel
Mhm.
type thing or dark space and to see the reptiles, and I did not expect to see that.
Oh.
And that scared the bejeebus out of me
Mm.
as a kid in elementary school. And I just, it's just the movement of them, the body, the breathing, just watch the thing engulf a mouse or the animal,
Yeah.
and then it's folding up inside the body till they crack the bones or whatever they're doing to
Well,
digest
I
it.
could describe it to you, but I'm not gonna do that to you.
Right, so that is just, it's too much. Okay, why do you create that? I don't know, but I don't want that. I
But
don't want
anyway, what's the topic? We get back to this list real quick. I know we were talking about that.
But that's a fear.
It's a fear.
It's a fear.
But you didn't say what fear, the name of the fear is. But we'll get to that in a minute.
Oh, I have to find it.
Like I said, we'll get that too in a minute. Let's
Okay.
keep
Okay,
reading.
so guess this fear. Acrophobia. Acrophobia.
Maybe bent into small places. I don't know.
No.
I thought acro like more sense of what the term I know of is like.
So when somebody's
Bidget.
flipping,
Oh, is it fear of heights or something?
it's a fear height.
Okay.
Yeah, so you figured that one out.
Okay.
Although I gave you a hint.
I mean, you gave me a hint, but
Right.
my brain was in the right path. Let's put it like that.
So I would assume if you have a fear of heights, I don't like heights. I mean, I don't like being up too high.
Me either. I would say that too. It's just more sense of I don't mind like pretty skylines and stuff like that.
But
But-
I don't want to look down. I think that's what gets me when I look down.
The look down, I don't care about.
Mm-mm.
Have you seen the certain videos specifically where people go to like a very tall building and it has that clear glass floor? Now that would scare the Jesus out of me.
Because I'm thinking that floor is going to crack.
Yeah. And a bunch of people are
it's the
there.
same. It's the same thing. It's a floor,
Yeah.
but if you ain't seeing through it, it's still a floor.
Yeah.
So you can fall through that as well.
I don't know.
But I guess the act of seeing it and knowing how far down you are,
Yeah.
the drop is, or knowing how far high up you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
For me, it just depends on how high are we. That's it.
I don't want to get up and look down.
Now, I would say this would scare the Jesus out of me when it comes to heights anyway. I did like the experience of the hot balloon trip when the hot balloon experience that I had when I was younger. It was really pretty to see my hometown up high, but to a degree, I did kind of feel nauseous.
And I think that sometimes it does make you sick in the stomach.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I was very
don't
young
wanna do
too.
that.
I was like, no.
You weren't. I don't even think you was 5 at the
Yeah,
time.
that's
when
what I
you
was
did that,
thinking
and you
about. I'm
wanted
like,
to
I
do it.
think I was 4.
We just seen the hot balloons in front of this church.
Yeah.
And I guess it must have been
I
that
think-
national day or
Yeah, I think we went specifically to a gas station to get some
Yeah.
like drinks and candy and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And I think I probably begged you to Jesus to be like, Mom, please, please, please.
I didn't think she was gonna get up and get in it because I knew I wasn't gonna get in it.
I mean, that.
But the thing about it is, let's make this clear. they did not go a good 5,
Like,
10 feet off the ground.
Okay.
It just went up, and I could still see her.
Yeah.
And the rope was tied to the ground, so they didn't drop anything down. And then they brought you back down.
Mm-hmm.
So,
it's a hidden gem. I know you probably recorded it back on like your phone or camcorder or something.
Yeah, I did. Ooh, that's so long ago.
Yeah, like that's probably like a hidden gem.
That
I
phone
don't
is
know.
so old. It may be on. It may be just out there.
Yeah,
I
don't know
go
where.
Look for stuff and see it.
It would be fun if I could probably post it. If we find it one day, I'll probably post it on a short because it was cute. Anyway.
What about aerophobia? Aerophobia.
Like arrow, like a bow and arrow?
AERO.
Oh, okay.
Well, maybe it's aerophobia. Fear of flying.
Oh.
At one point, I'm willing to take a plane ride now. I don't think
I
I'd do
like
helicopter.
Not helicopter.
Not helicopter. But I think I would take a plane ride now because my thing is you only live once, My fear was the plane gonna fall out the sky. Well, my best friend, Dad told me because I rode the bus. This was my fear, and still, to a certain extent, it's the fear of flying. I rode the bus from Vicksburg, Mississippi to Miami, Florida. The bus broke down one time. The first bus broke down. The second bus, air went out on it. Yeah. And her dad told me, you can walk out your door and get struck by something. It's the same way you can get up in the plane and the plane falls. So you don't know.
Yeah, you really don't.
So stop. Basically, he was telling me just get over that fear and just fly. He said, don't make no sense. At that time, I think I was on that bus for like a day and a half.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's called commitment.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think I'll take a chance on flying now.
I'll go on a helicopter as long as, like, it's just having that trust in whoever is going to, like, just
you
fly.
You still gotta have a trust in all pilots.
Yeah, I was saying all people that will fly, whatever, you know what I mean?
I'm going to have a deep, deep prayer. We got to talk. Lord, if this happens, just let me go instantly. So I won't even know anything about it.
Dark topic. Anywho.
Dark topic. Back to the topic. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. A maxophobia.
A maxo?
AMAXO phobia.
I was thinking about something going so fast.
Kind of, sort of. Fear of riding in a car.
I was thinking like a fast car or something. That's
kind of, sort of.
That's what I was thinking about, like a fast car or something.
Yep.
I mean, Mama, like actually, specifically in my opinion, how you be riding them, your van anyway.
Yeah.
She be slinging that car. She just be going.
I tell them to hold on.
And I put this out there in the air. I don't know if God's gonna let her catch it or not. But I said this before. If you were offered to like ride specifically or almost test drive a couple race cars, would you do it for your age?
Yes, I would.
I'm like, I don't know if God will ascend that and be like, here, my child, have this, opportunity.
I would. Yeah.
But I'm like, I just put that out in the air. I just find it funny because she put her foot on accelerator. I'm like, Mama, slow down. You're like, she going 80, and then the speed limit is like 65. I'm like, Mama.
But other cars are still passing me, so I feel like, hey, roll with 80.
I'm like, Lord. Anywho, let's move forward.
Okay, this one is, I don't know who would have this fear, but apparently they do. Anthrophobia.
Anthro.
A-N-T-H.
Fear of ants or something?
No. Fear of flowers.
I don't know where that was struck, but who knows? I don't know.
Arachnophobia.
Of course, that's dealing with fear of spider, and I don't like spiders. Let me tell you why I don't like spiders personally. And it's not because I'm since childhood, because childhood I was actually afraid of water bugs and roaches because they always came around in my childhood house, and I hated it so much.
And when it rained outside.
Yeah, that's it.
It's the only time we seen them. But I sprayed.
Even though you spray, they still come through.
But when you seen them, most of the time they were dead. Only one time.
One time it was like dead, and that was it. Most of the time they'd like be scurrying around.
But see, sometimes I was like, okay, thank you, Bug, because she shouldn't have been outside anyway. We had a refrigerator outside in the garage and a refrigerator in the house, so we kept. I don't know what was your.
Well, I would have like cold drinks or
Right.
ice pops, popsicles out
Right.
there, or even cold water used to be out there because my
She went
dad
out
used to
there,
have that.
opened up the refrigerator, and one was dead right by the refrigerator. You ran back in the house, screaming.
I used to scream bloody murder. It is insane how my vocal
Well,
cords
you all
were.
know how kids scream.
Oh yeah,
Younger
y'all
ones
been to a Target, Walmart, y'all
at the
know.
top of their lungs, you would think that somebody was
Hurting
choking them.
I'm like hurting them. Talking about
That's
bad.
the way hers was screeched like that. But you know what? To this day, if I need to scream like that, I will.
You would. I can't.
If fear get in me, I'm gonna scream.
I'm gonna say I can't. The best thing you gonna get from me is get that. That's it.
No, I can scream. But people say, you know how to, you scream like a girl. I think, and when I get really, really scared or something's coming to it, especially when that dog came towards me and Mama said, my throat was hurting after that. We don't know where that dog came from. My throat was hurting after that. To this day, I can laugh about it.
I'm gonna say,
but in that moment, I'm thinking my scream probably scared the day outside that dog.
But the thing is, as well, like your mom, well, grandma specifically, I'm like, she moved as fast as she can.
She did. I said.
You almost left her in the dust.
My first mind was like, run. But then I'm like, my mama is here. So I got to make sure that she is okay. And I knew I couldn't get her in the passenger side quick enough. So I'm like, Mama, go behind the car. Go behind the car. She's like, oh, I'm moving. Even
though
it was so funny.
she moving inches because she can't move that good.
Right. She wasn't moving. She thought she was moving quick. But I'm thinking like she is not moving quick enough. But I can't push her,
No, because
I'm not
gonna fall.
Right, try to knock her down or anything, but I'm going to watch this dog. I'd rather this dog attack me and get me before it get her. At least I would have the opportunity to try to fight it off or whatever compared to her.
Yeah.
So, but the crazy dog just stopped running and just went back across the street.
We don't have a fear of dogs, of course, because we got one. But
I'm sure it is a fear if we run across it on this list. It's what it's called for. But I'm not going to go back to it.
But back to arachnophobia real quick. Why I personally hate spiders.
Wait, you don't know arachnophobia? I'm looking for the fear dog.
Arachnophobia for me, like, peered up anyway of how tarantulas look. I'm not pulling up a picture because that's calling self-trauma on myself. That I'm not, no. But specifically, it's almost like an uncanny feeling of how spiders look. Like, why? It's like when you look at it, I'm like, oh, that's a fascinating creature. But then if you look at it too long...
I get you on that.
Like, but if you look at it too long, it's like, why his legs moving like that? And then you look a little closer, why his face look like that? Why it got 8 eyes, 6 eyes? What? Got fangs too? What is this creature? And why is the arachnid moving like this anyway? And it's like, And I saw a spider in my bathroom this morning. I killed that thing though because it's tiny, but because I sure do say every single time when it's small, I'm like, die. It's like gonna come up in here in my sanctuary trying to ruin it. But I don't like spiders because it's an uncanny feeling. Sometimes even if I look at it too long for certain how big the spider is, it makes me nauseous and like I feel like gagging. Remember specifically there was a spider in my bedroom, like near the window, and I told you like, Mama, please, can you just kill it, please? I'm like, you're like, Imari, you could have killed that. That spider wasn't that big, and I kept gagging the whole time, like, I'm like, I can't.
Well, I can't say anything about it. I mean, I'm okay with spiders at a distance, but I give them an opportunity to get away. But they keep coming my way, then of course.
I almost has the same feeling how a snake is to some people. A thing without legs should not move that quick. That's how I feel like with spiders. A thing with that many legs should not move that quick.
But they make all different kinds.
I know.
Check this out. Somniphobia. Somni. SOMNI phobia.
This is why I keep looking like having a confused face because these are Latin words,
right,
sub-words in the front of phobia anyway afterwards.
Right.
So I did take like a English class, and we did talk about a lot of Latin words, and I'm just running through like,
Okay,
what's the context
so
clue I could take?
insomnia. If you have insomnia,
Having insomnia is a thing of sleep.
right? So somnophobia.
I would say the fear of sleeping for too long or something.
The fear of sleep. Period.
Oh, okay, fear of sleep. Period.
Yeah.
That's
crazy. Ain't
I'm
it?
like, that's interesting. That's how I'm gonna put it.
And
Because
it had to be something.
maybe I could think
something
on
traumatic.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. Like maybe somebody
go to sleep.
coma or something for
Yeah.
too long, and they had like a weird experience
I
with
would just
that.
say
I don't know.
I was just saying a traumatic experience.
Let's just say that a traumatic experience probably happened for somebody to be like that. That's it.
I can tell you this one. Tachophobia is a fear of speed. That's not for me. I don't have that fear.
I have the need for speed.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Comment down below if you know what that's from.
Technophobia.
Technology.
I think that's what your dad have.
He gonna hate us saying that because he watched this podcast.
Yeah, I think that's what he have.
Don't make no sense. Can't get up there. Like, how does this thing work?
Right.
Back in my day, we didn't have this. I didn't even have no phone. We just shot each other out the window and just said, "Hey, neighbor, how you doing?"
Some people have a fear of phobias. Phobophobia.
Is it just all combined at once or something?
I guess maybe fear
or
phobia.
Multiple things probably at once. Many phobias at once, and they classified as that. Who knows?
I don't know.
Or the fear of being scared of I don't. That's a trilogy right there. That's gonna become a short of me typically losing my mind, like the loading symbol of like of like Windows 1 or 3 specifically. You know what I'm talking about? That's how my brain was going.
Where the page is loading, like
yeah.
What is that?
Maybe I don't know. Anywho, specifically, that's interesting. I'm probably gonna look that up on what that means.
Yep. Microphobia.
Thing of small things.
Fear of small things. Yep.
Micro means small.
Right. Figure that one out.
Because I used to play with a lot of tiny dolls, and sometimes they used to classify certain things that they can use for dolls or the actual dolls as micro.
Okay. Let me read this.
Okay.
Common. You go.
We go take a break first before you read to that.
Okay.
Anyway, we're gonna take a little break. We've been like talking for almost close to 30 minutes. We have not took no break. So let's take a break and we'll be right back. Read off your papers, mother. Let's get it.
Okay. We're gonna have our common versus rare phobias. Some phobias are more common while others are often quite rare. 5 of the most common phobias include
arachnophobia.
Yes, the fear of spiders. No, well, the fear of snakes. So I can't say.
Ordeal.
It's OPHI. It may be ophidiophobia.
Ophidio.
Yeah.
Ophidiophobia.
Ophidiophobia.
That's
glossophobia, the fear of public speaking. Acrophobia is the one we went over earlier, the fear of heights. And social phobia, the fear of social interactions. So the fear of public speaking is so common that some researchers have estimated that as much as 77% of people have some level of this fear.
Now, I don't know when this article specifically was taken. I don't know if it's recent or not.
We'll find out.
But specifically, according to whatever year that is, I'll put like in subtext according to that year, specifically on when they specifically made this article about phobias. But I never knew about public speaking. Well, if you grew up in brick and mortar school, I get the reason why, because of, kids or even adults when it comes to college and trying to like do a presentation or speaking. This sickly feeling like, who's going to judge me? Who's going to say this, that, and the third?
I did. I had that fear one time. I didn't want to speak in front of people. Someone, HR, human resource.
Oh, your little story. Tell it.
She told me, I want you to do the employee of the month. I want you to be the speaker for the employee of the month. And I'm like, I don't know if I can do that or not. She said, oh yeah, you're gonna do that. The first time I did that, my heart was like racing, but I got through it. I was comfortable, and she started getting me to do it more often. So we had to do a WOW training for the entire company. So they picked some facilitators out. Well, my name got thrown in the hat. So I had to be a WOW facilitator. First, I had to go through the training myself and, learn about what I was going to be teaching. And then I started teaching it to the employees and stuff. And people was amazed because they felt like, I didn't think you would be able to do nothing like that, or because I was so quiet. I was so reserved. And I did my job, true enough, but I just didn't
You just
do
stayed in your
like
bubble,
that.
that's
Yeah,
it.
and I did. But now, Zoom meetings, I'm on camera, I'm talking. I teach, I'm on camera, I'm talking. But that was something that someone seen something in me that I didn't see in myself. I shout out to Maxine Davis, who did that for me. I think it's Davis or Davy. Shout out to her for doing that for me because she seen something in me that I didn't see in myself. And from that day forward, it gives you confidence.
It
when
does.
You're doing
It does
that.
when other people are like that,
And I have gone to some public speaking seminars, and they will give us topics on the spot, and they may give you 3 minutes to think about it, and you got to go speak in front of a group of people. So that right there builds you up too, as far as doing. And then they also tell you about saying too much, and I try not to say that when I'm talking.
I do all the time.
I try not to say that, but that's common.
Yeah.
But they saying when you saying you're trying to gather your thoughts. So instead of saying just don't say nothing at all.
Either don't say
just
nothing.
Pause.
I heard this tip too. Either don't say nothing, or either on the sense of if you're someone that's a fidgeter anyway with your hands, probably not do that. If you have water, take a sip of water,
Yep.
and to think your thoughts before you start saying something.
Right.
Just like act like you had to quench your thirst for a second,
Or act like there was a pause in your speech or in your presentation. It was a pause there for you to get to the next topic. So hey, it works.
It's certain things in certain ways, but I would say I had the same thing too, especially when I went to brick and mortar school back when I was younger. And it's more sense of how I spoke. And now here's the thing, because a lot of people in my lifetime have said this to me before. I would speak proper, like not black or urban enough to some people. And when I start talking, it's like, why you sound like that? You know how kids are. Specifically just going in when they really don't know what they mean by what they're saying. Or even if they do, it's like, for what? Why you say that specifically? That's just how I talk,
But when you speak into a group of people, you, like they say, you have to know your audience.
Yeah.
Know your audience. I mean, if you speak into a group of kids, then you have to bring that down so the kids can understand what you're talking about. If you're speaking to a group of professionals, then just still know your audience so they can understand your vocabulary. Because I would say Einstein probably can come and have a conversation with me because my vocabulary probably went on the same level.
Yeah.
This is a scientist, talking to me. So you still just have, if you talk to a group of scientists, then yeah, they're going to understand.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't know how those people can bring that level of genius down just to talk to someone else.
Yeah, that might be difficult to somebody, you
Yeah.
know? But specifically, in my opinion, it's like, here's 3 things I probably would know for sure about myself, especially throughout time, for me to slowly get away from having that anyway. Was 1, I have to know my material. I'm talking about know it from head to toe. And it's like knowing it on the sense of, it's like I don't have to look down at my paper, and even if I do, it's like, okay, we're talking about this section. I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
And you could just look at your audience the whole time, and you can just like either point, if it's a PowerPoint or something, you could point, or either at most just flow. You know what I mean? And the second thing, in my opinion, that will make me feel a little bit more confident in myself is how the way I dress. It especially depends on certain circumstances. Even if it's like a meeting for a small business or whatever, more sense, and it's like a quick meeting or something, I still want to look put together.
Yeah.
I don't want to like come in like with yoga stuff and call it a day. You know what I mean?
They weren't like that.
No,
Not
I would dress how I am right now.
Business, more or less
or
business
casual.
casual.
Just casual.
Business attire. I think that's the way they are today. It's
Maybe
more
do
or
my
less,
makeup even with my hair right now. It's nice and slick, you know, giving
Yeah.
just like I'm here to talk. I'm not here to cover my face or like here in the shadows. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm here to like say what I have to say or either listen to whatever you have to say. And then the third thing, in my opinion, is more since it is the confidence on its own to do whatever you need to do. You know
when
what I mean?
when I went to junior college, it was
like have a good posture, knowing
Right.
how to like how we both are.
Right.
Hand motions, you know what I mean?
I talk with my hands, I really do. But it was a class that I took, and I took it thinking that it's going to be easy. It was a public speaking class. I'm thinking, this is going to be an easy class, and this and that. No, I had to write some speeches and speak in front of the class. And they would give you a topic, whether it's going to be informative, you know, whether it's going to be
Persuasive or whatever.
Persuasive, yeah. So do certain things like that and speak to your audience. So
I had to
way
do something like that in elementary school too.
Yeah. But like you said, it builds up your confidence.
It does.
Is everyone in your audience is going to get you and understand what you're saying?
No, they don't have to, in my opinion.
No.
In my opinion, when you start doing stuff like that for public speaking, it's like a good breakthrough either for yourself or just for your own self-confidence over time. You know what I mean? And
what's the topic again?
I mean, we talking about on the sense of that
the fear
section.
of public speaking, but then we got really into
our own personal background on that. We ain't too far off. You know what I mean?
No.
We're guessing more phobias.
Yeah.
Woo.
Iatrophobia. I don't know if I'm saying this right or not. IATRO phobia.
I don't know why in the world I'm thinking like fear of the cold because.
Nope. Fear of doctors.
Latin words are weird sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you probably have a bad experience with your doctor and you're like, I don't like the doctors no more. That's what happened. I don't know. I don't know your circumstance if you have that specifically.
Yeah. Leukophobia. Leuko phobia.
Leukophobia. When you said leuko, I thought about temperature.
Yeah, but you thinking our language. You're not thinking.
I know. That's what keeps coming too.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes with some phobias, it's like literally straightforward. It's like they blend in with the English language, but sometimes as well, like it's not equal at all. It's like something completely different. I don't know, Mama.
Fear of the color white. Yeah.
Ooh.
So fear of iatrophobia is fear. No. Leukophobia is fear of the color white. Okay. Okay. I guess it's lalopsophobia. Lalopsophobia. LILAPSO phobia.
The fear of ropes.
No.
Thought about lasso in the middle of that sentence.
Because I said lap?
Yeah. Fear of sitting. I don't know.
It's the fear of tornadoes and hurricanes.
That's interesting. I could say I have that to a degree. I mean, natural disasters, period, is always scary no matter what degree it is.
I don't think I want to be caught in the flood.
No. We had been caught in the flood in the car. Remember that?
I just went through some water.
Mama, that still was a flood. There was a flood warning literally while I was getting ready for school back in brick and mortar school when I went to my elementary school. It was a flood warning in our whole area.
Sure enough, I'm just saying we was not like the water was over the car.
I mean, water should never get that high, period. But it just
does.
depends on certain areas, of course.
Yeah.
But specifically in that area, that's probably like one of the highest floods probably had been on record in that year. I'm not going to say the year, but specifically, I mean, I know I have like a panicky feeling of tornadoes. You could tell the story. Tell the story right now. Oh my gosh.
When we were living in Louisiana, I guess the power had went out.
Yeah, the power
had went out, and
Because my dad specifically was taking a shower because we all came off of work collectively for like, I can't say the business name. At least I want to because I love them, but we were working at a crawfish business. We're gonna put it like that. And we all stink. We smell like seasonings. We gotta take a shower afterwards. Take off the clothes, take a shower. And I know you and me took our shower.
We were done, and he was done. He was in the bed.
Was he?
Yeah, he was in the bed.
I know he was taking a shower while the power went out the first time, but I think it clicked back in.
And then I can hear the wind whooshing and this and that. I thought I heard something falling. Here I am looking out the French doors. Yeah. I'm looking out the back, and she's like, Mama, should we go to the bathroom? Should we go to the bathroom?
I got the dog in hand because she was smaller at the time.
Can we go to the bathroom? And I'm thinking to myself, girl, you are really crazy. This is 18 panes of glass, and here you are trying to peek out to see what's going on.
And I'm over here in my
fight. That's the first thing they tell you is to get away from the windows.
I was in my fight or flight specifically in that moment because I was in my hallway, and like the first thing that anybody would say to you is go to a room with no windows, and if is the room with no windows a bathroom, get in the tub
and put a mattress on top of you. That's what
if it's severe.
Yeah,
we weren't,
because just in case the roof cave in,
right,
their mattress will protect
even
you from that debris getting on your head. If something sucks out, the mattress will protect you as well.
Right.
So once that light bulb clicked on, like food,
we both ran into my bathroom.
Yeah, then we think, oh, where Daddy at?
Yeah, he's still asleep.
And we called him, and I'm like, baby, it's a tornado going on about hitting this area or something. It's almost like
the action he was going through. It's like, if I die here, I die in peace in my sleep.
Can you come in the bathroom? I was laying down in the bed.
I'm over here having a mental breakdown in the tub.
Yeah. I said, come on in here. Everybody's in this bathroom. Come on in here. You know, we're going to go together. We're going to go as a family. And he came on in the bathroom where we was and stuff. And then, and maybe probably about 15, 20 minutes later, the power came back on.
Yeah.
But we'll post the pictures, though. It did knock off the...
what is the thing called?
It's a haystack or...
It's just the thing that, like, has the...
as far as the fireplace or whatever is concerned, it knocked that off the house. The fence
got caved in.
Yeah,
broken.
The bridge knocked down.
Yeah.
But the crazy part about it, the house next door to us, on both sides, no damage whatsoever. Nothing. That wind, I don't know whether because it was in the middle, the way the wind came up or whatever, it did the damage to the house.
Yeah. That situation right there, I would say it was probably like one of my worst moments. And like I said, you saw me like...
She was in total panic mode.
Yeah, I literally looked like...
I'm like, just look out the window. Let's see what's going on.
I'm like, Mom. No, I didn't even say anything in complete sentences. I was like, bathroom,
yeah.
bathroom. Just hurry up. Because like I said, the dog was smaller at the time. She was not even a year old yet when that happened. And I picked her up and I ran to the bathroom with her. I'm like, please.
I'm like, okay, she's having a total meltdown. But
it is what it is. It happens. And I'm not saying it won't happen again. But
right.
It is what it is. Anywho, next thing.
Knocked. Nocti phobia.
The fear of doorbells. I don't know. The fear of a door.
I didn't say Knock.
Oh, okay.
I said Nocti phobia. Knock to phobia. Knock to phobia.
Okay.
Fear of the night.
Nightmares are weird.
Yeah. Okay. Nomophobia.
I heard of that one before, but I don't remember.
Nomophobia. Fear of being without your mobile phone. It's a phobia.
A lot of my generation is probably like that. Y'all don't even know. I can't live a day without my phone. I can.
I left mine at home all the time. I get in the car and my phone connects to the car, and if I may be down the street, I'm like, oh well, I don't have my phone.
I mean, that's how I am too.
They'll catch me hot flash. They'll catch me when I make it back.
I mean, that's how I am too. I'm not gonna lie. Any more little things, or you want to take a break real quick while you're finding what else you want to?
Now here you go. Nyctophobia. Nycto phobia. Nycto phobia. I guess it's nyctophobia. What time is it now?
The fear of the dawn or something? Fear of the night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fear.
I was thinking night anyway.
No, fear of the dark.
Okay, dark. Okay.
Yeah, not night.
I'm like, we just did something about not nighttime, but more sense of sleep. That's what I was talking about.
Right. Okay, we can take a break and come back.
Okay, let's take a little break real quick, and we gonna be right back. Okay, Mother, we got more things to share.
How many more you want to go?
I'll probably say 2 more, and then we can get like to a few icks, because I'm like, I don't think we're gonna talk about that for too long.
Okay, so I'm gonna spell it COULRO phobia. Miss Daphne is afraid. She don't like these. I don't know if you remember or not.
Lizards? Bees?
No.
Cars?
Maybe she told me about this phobia,
I'm like,
not you.
Maybe she said it to you. I don't know.
What is that? From It.
Clowns?
Yeah.
Oh.
Fear clowns. Yep.
I used to have a fear of clowns at one point in time, but now anyway, somebody that does their makeup a lot, I do a lot of clown makeup, and I find that more sense of expression that I personally like doing. And plus as well, with the people that do it for fun and not like in a weird way, I find that pretty cool. Especially to like get in a character like, I'm gonna get you. That's so funny to me.
Let's see this one. Oh, I guess it's cynophobia.
Cyno?
CYNO phobia. What we have. We say people may hear on when we on the podcast in the background.
Oh, a fan? Fear of fans?
No.
What? Oh, fear of dogs?
Yeah.
Really?
It's a fear of dogs.
Oh, I get why Cyno on the
people have a fear of cats too.
Yeah. I mean, personal preference.
Like I told you,
you don't know
when I was telling you the topics. You have fear animals.
Yeah, I didn't know that was Cyno, but it makes sense now. More sense, or like dog/wolves. I think that's probably what that is, because Cyno, I believe, the Latin word Cyno is equal to wolf. If I'm incorrect.
You look it up.
I'm gonna look it up.
Look it up.
Gonna have a whole dictionary function right there. Boop.
Okay, this one is easy. Dentophobia.
Fear of the dentist.
Yeah. Ecophobia? Ecophobia?
Eco?
ECO?
Fear of nature then?
Mm-mm.
Or fear of trees?
No. Not.
It's not dealing with outside.
Mm-mm.
I was thinking eco, like how we say on this, it's eco-friendly on.
Right. Fear of the home.
Oh, I get why you say that then. I'm like, huh? Oh.
Okay. Elurophobia. E-L-U-R-O phobia.
You said E-L, didn't you?
Yeah, E-L-U-R-O phobia.
Allure.
I guess elurophobia.
When I think of luring, I think of like how people lure in, but I'm like, no, this is not it.
Fear of cats.
Okay. I'm just, when I say okay to a lot of things, I'm like, I don't want to explain nor understand that. We're going to move forward.
Yep. Now this one, like, it's maybe equinophobia. Equinophobia.
Equin.
E-Q-U-I-N-O phobia. I may not be saying it right.
Fear of water.
Equinophobia.
I was like, fear of water. I don't know.
Fear of horses.
Horses?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I would think like some sort of equestrian, but like that. Once again, Latin word.
Yeah, you all can go check out the full list on the website. She'll have it posted.
But let's talk about just like a few icks anyway. That I'll start out simple anyway. that will probably like make me upset. If you don't know what icks are, anyway, it's a new term for the people that are probably older on this podcast. Because
like me, because I had to ask her, what is an ick? I ain't find that on the internet.
Icks, for my generation, know what that is. Icks are specifically something that you just personally don't like. When something or someone does anyway. Like, say for instance, like how I am. I don't like how loud chewers. I hate that. Not smacking. I can deal with smacking, especially if you're talking or something. You need to like move the food around, but at least cover your mouth if you do it. But I'm talking about on the sense of smacking, and I hear it underneath my throat, because I have recorded myself eating before, and I'm like, I cringe. Ew. You should not eat like that. Just the mouth is wet. Clear your throat. It's just the smacking. I'm like, okay. You can calm down with that.
Tastes good to him.
But that's how I am. I almost either like stop eating and look at them, or either at most it's like, oh God, I'm gonna block it out with my headphones.
Some people haven't been taught to chew with their mouth.
But that's why I don't correct them, because you just don't know.
You don't
Maybe
know.
they just hungry. Who knows?
Right. I mean, like, if it's good, I make it to smacking myself.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not criticizing people that do it.
It's good.
Like I said, I'm not criticizing people that do it. It's just more sense of like, is it time and place that you're trying to be polite around other people or cover your mouth or something? But yeah. I'm not gonna correct you like, hey, stop chewing. You know what I mean?
But I catch myself at times talking to people while I'm eating, and I had to say, oh, I got food in my mouth, and then I start talking like that. But other than that, it just, if it's not, on your mind at that particular time, then and especially if you're with family, eating, you just.
You don't
care.
Just eat, we all already smacking. Probably have like too many caffeine drinks up in us anyway.
I just feel like, okay, once it
when
clicks,
I say caffeine drinks, I mean sodas, of course.
Yeah. Once it clicks that I have food in my mouth and I'm talking to you because I got this thought that I want to get out, then I put my hand over my mouth. Other than that,
Like I said, I'm not being rude and correcting people. In my opinion, the people that correct people like that ain't right, in my opinion. Because you don't know what happened in their day.
Yeah, because they probably just... I waited my whole day to eat this meal right
here.
I knew I was going to have some pizza tonight. I waited the whole day for my pizza.
But anyway, that's what I mean on the sense of an ick. Anyway.
What bothers me is if someone is eating chip and dip, and I know people have said this numerous of times, double dip, I don't like that. Because
I don't like that either.
If you take that chip up and you put it to your mouth and you didn't eat that whole chip, don't dip it back in there again.
I'm like, you better get a plate, scoop it, and then put it there so you can eat. You know what I mean? I don't care.
Because my thing is, okay, now you done ate it, you done bit off this chip.
Yeah.
Now this gonna go back into this dip.
Especially if we in COVID times, no.
That's even before COVID.
I know. I'm just saying now it should be worse. If you do it, somebody should yell at you for that.
But I think more or less now at parties and stuff, people are having like these little containers.
Yeah, containers are like at most like one person has this certain stuff. That's
so you want this particular dip, then that's your own personal container. Yeah. And these are your own personal chips. Yeah. So your hands won't have to go in there. Mm-hmm. Most of the time, people have tongues, so they can get those out as well. Yeah. You just have to think about. I think about germs. Yeah, yeah. And I think to a certain extent, I'm a germaphobe.
We both are.
Yeah. So I'm constantly, if I see stuff, I'm picking up.
If I see stuff, if we smell stuff, if we literally just, because lately I've been seeing some dust in the ceiling, and I'm like this close to being like, wipe.
Right.
I'm like,
if I see something too long, I got to get it up.
Yeah, that's how I personally feel too.
And that's even if it's in public. You know, we go into the laundromat and I see all these dryer sheets on the floor. I got my foot. And I'm gathering all of them up with my foot.
I know in public bathrooms, if we see like tissues and stuff like that on the ground, we'll pick it up and throw it away. Because
with another tissue.
Of course. I'm going to say, because some people could just
sometimes it's just like, I'm not even going in that stall.
Of course.
Or I'm going to hold it till I make it home.
Exactly. The second option's always the best one.
Or wear the pen.
Another ick I personally have is on the sense of, what am I trying to think of? Do you have anything else to think about?
When you're coughing and you don't cover your mouth.
Yeah, that we talked about that specifically off camera.
Be like, Even with little kids.
Yeah, I'm like, cover that child's mouth, or even the child sneezes, and I'm talking about big sneeze, and I'm like, it's
still that goes with what they see.
Yeah.
Because with you always seen us like, or put our hand on our mouth, coughing.
Number one,
or your teachers teach you that in school.
Teachers, children's shows always should teach them that all the time. Still see it on Sesame Street.
But it depends on what children's shows they're watching.
Like I said, Sesame Street, I know they still show that same one.
Sesame Street, Blue's Clues,
if that still comes on, I don't know.
Blue's Clues still comes on.
Blue and You, that one still comes on?
Who?
Blue and You, that's the new one, ain't it?
Blue and You. Talking about Bluey?
No, not Bluey. Blue and You, it has like the...
Oh, as far as Blue's Clues.
Yeah.
Oh, that part I don't know.
Okay, anywho, we off topic again.
Off topic again. But yeah, you mean, you got certain adults.
Yeah,
but I
would do that.
Truly, trust me, I know sometimes a cough and a sneeze can come out of nowhere.
That's how I am too.
Yeah, and you don't even have that opportunity to even,
yeah,
because
like
it come
do
out
that.
so quick. But
I would say at most, and some people probably have seen me do it before, if I feel a sneeze coming on or if it comes out of nowhere, I will bend down specifically. I'm talking about like half bent, like fold my body like this downwards and sneeze because I don't want it to like spread this direction. I prefer it to go down. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's how I am. But even with coughing, I don't like to spread germs like that anyway.
Right. Even if I cough inside and I realize, I just coughed and I even have I got Lysol. Mm-hmm. I'm spraying the air.
Either Lysol or if you cough me, we sanitize right after. You know what I mean?
In the house,
more sense of, I would say an ick of mine anyway is staring for too long, if that makes any sense. But that's personally for me of eye contact. You know what I mean? The more sense that you acknowledge, I'll probably nod my head, say hey, or either say hey, how you doing? Hey, hope your day doing fine, all that, you know. Mm-hmm. But it's more sense of, it's like if you keep looking back in my direction or look at me, like I said, I don't know your circumstance because maybe you're trying to find something in that aisle.
They may not be looking at you.
Exactly. So that's like I said, maybe it's a social thing for me.
Right.
But I'm like, that's just my personal thing. That's an ick to me that I'm like, it makes me want to crawl into my skin when that happens. But that's just me.
Like, hey, how you doing?
I'm like, can you just move on with your day, please? Thank you. Get off this aisle.
And you be like somebody coming towards you to be like, oh, excuse me.
Yeah. And look at you the whole time. I can fall off this chair of like how uncomfortable that is to me. I'm like, please stop. Oh my gosh,
they probably not looking at you, but you probably thought they was looking at you, and they walking towards you, but they looking at something on the shelf or something in the background or whatever, not particularly you.
I'm trying to rewire my brain. I'm like, maybe that person is just trying to move on with their day as well as you are. That's it. Like I said, it's a me thing. It couldn't, like probably maybe a few other y'all probably have the same thing as me, but hey, it is what it is. That's just how I am. You have any more?
I mean, I do have some more, but
it's more since it's like our own personal time when we talk about that.
The thing about it is like, it's really not something that I can't get over, or overcome or just say ignore.
Like even the stuff like that just irks our nerves, in my opinion. It's like either it's just to ourselves.
I can tell you one thing.
What?
Kids screaming at the top of their lungs when we're in a store and
the parents
just let it go.
I'm not going to say nothing about that because I don't got no kids, but I have dealt with kids before, but I'm not going to say that she's a parent. She dealt with this dramatic girl. Where's my Oscar award? I'm still waiting on that. I probably will never get it, but...
Oh, yeah, she was dramatic. She really was. But the thing about it is sometimes, and I know some parenting books say ignore it, as far as a child, and then they would, stop crying. And it's true. When you have your tantrums, I'd be like, what's wrong? What's going on? What's this and that? And she would continue to have a tantrum. But a parenting book that I read many years ago said ignore the tantrum. When you ignore the tantrum, the child will get up. And I started ignoring you. And then you got up. You stopped having it. I didn't feed into.
I will say this, like I said, even though I'm not a parent, but I can say this on the sense of methods on even dealing with myself anyway, more sense when it comes to that. It comes on the sense of a boundary from, I am a parent here, not your friend. You know what I mean? And that's more sense. That's more sense of that boundary line of where you're the higher person here, not we're equals. You know what I mean?
I am the authority figure.
Yeah.
I lay down the law.
It's more sense of respect over time. It's not like it's like I'm big figure. I do this, then the third. You know what I mean? It's more sense of it's like I'm the parent figure here right now, and you will respect my meanings, and if you don't, I'm gonna just move on. You know? And you're like, no, Mom, please.
My thing is, I asked you what was wrong. You several times. You can't give me an answer because you're too busy having a tantrum. And it could have been her having a tantrum because she couldn't get what she wants.
Most of the time, 85% of the time it was that.
Yeah, so I just left her. I know I left her like that one time in Walmart.
Oh, yeah. Y'all heard the story. Yeah. We don't need to go through it again.
So she got up and realized, oh, she's serious. She's going to leave me. I want to left you.
No.
But I just left you. And I didn't leave you to a point where I didn't know where you was. And I didn't look behind myself or anything like that. But I would say about 3-4 seconds, she got up and ran behind me.
Ran right back into the garden center. That tantrum ended quick. And so went right back into the garden center.
Right. But
yeah, the kids that was screaming at the top of their lungs, it's like, anytime that a kid would do that, you would hear me say, someone's not happy.
Right.
Because they aren't in that moment, probably.
They're not happy. They probably can't have what they want.
Either can't have what they want. Maybe they're hungry if you're dealing with little infant babies.
Or maybe a sibling is bothering them. Yeah. You know, somebody is ignoring them. You know, it could be a whole lot of things, but it's just that.
Like, so we're not criticizing parenting. No, it's just more sense of more like, which is irks our nerves.
Hear it. We hear it, and we like, oh my God, the child is screaming. Is anybody choking the kid? What's going on?
Like, I'm not. We're not mad. We're just concerned.
I'm just concerned.
We're just concerned.
And
that's all that
is. Still crying?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
You know.
But interesting phobias that we had on our list today.
Right.
And
definitely.
I would say for sure I learned some new phobias that I did not know existed. So that's cool. And even talking about a few of our own experiences with phobias is definitely like this was definitely a fun topic for sure to talk about. And I love when we do research podcast episodes because it is more interactive. It's more fun to talk about and just to see what's out there on the interwebs.
Just go back quicker, and before you know it, boom.
Yeah.
Podcast is over.
I know. But yeah, we're gonna take a break and we're gonna end this episode. Alrighty, folks, if you enjoyed this video or audio listening, please follow us and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's at What's the Topic Again podcast. You can search it on Apple and Spotify. And you can leave a like on this video specifically and comment down below specifically some phobias or icks that you personally have.
Right.
Keep it strict when it comes to those icks. Don't be ignorant down in the comments. We don't want to hear that. No negativity here, in my opinion. Try to just keep it level-headed here. You know what I mean?
Right.
And go to our website. I had to think. Go to our website specifically, www.whatsthetopicagain.com. The website's going to be eventually updated sooner or later, so be on the lookout for that. And also on top of that, next week specifically, it will be show notes anyway of the person that we're going to be talking about next week too. We're not going to give no hints on Black History Month, but expect a blog post each week anyway about the person that we're talking about. It's going to be more sense of how like a portfolio research project type of how it's going to look anyway.
We'll probably put some more people in there as well.
Yeah, and we'll just do that for fun. And also, hopefully sooner or later, I'll have a blog post, especially hopefully 2 weeks from now. I'm not going to say what topic that we're talking about that, but I'm willing to share a couple things when we talk about that. Any final notes, Mama?
I had a thought, but then I forgot what I was going to say when you were... I
hate when that happens. There you go. There's another ick there.
Stuff. I mean, I did. It just popped and went away. If it comes back, then we will just put it in the podcast. But I really want, as far as really, like you're saying, as far as following us, or if you want to say something, make sure that it stays positive.
Yeah,
you
please.
know, we want to be on that positive note. Make sure that it pertains to the topic that we're talking about.
Yeah. No shady stuff down in the comments. Right. Don't be ignorant, as somebody has said. Please don't.
Right. So we just want to make sure we still keep this authentic like we're doing. And like you're saying, when we go and research something, we will definitely let you know the website that we've gone to.
Yeah, in the description down below.
Right. And then we just want to make sure that we are doing something different still. Like I say, authenticity is our thing.
Yeah, it is.
We want to make sure that we do, because I didn't look at none of this. I printed it out. I got it off the printer, and we were going with it.
Yeah.
So it was almost like, okay, we done read this before, but you didn't even know what I was going to ask you about.
No.
So that's the way we're trying to keep it. I just want to make sure, I just want to really just tell you all thank you for supporting us, taking the time out to look at our podcast.
And listen to us too.
Yeah, listen to us, because we can go, and I really do appreciate we having this time together to do something like this on this level, because you never know where it's going to go to.
Yeah.
We still just doing what we want to do, doing what we said we was going to do. Just you and I just pick out some random topics and just go with it.
Yeah.
And of course, you all see that we can go in another direction. That's why.
But that's how we talk normal. That's how it is.
How we are.
So this ain't nothing different.
Off for 5, 10, 15 minutes, be like, what in the world we came in? What we was talking about? That's what it is. But I appreciate you guys. So enjoy the rest of your week.
Yes,
have a good week.
Have a good rest of your week, you guys. And you want to follow me everywhere, it's down in the description. I'm not going to say the whole note. But anywho, hope you guys have an amazing and blessed week. Stay safe, specifically in these winter streets. Please.
Flooding's going on as well.
And also certain areas are getting snow too. So be safe out there and protect yourself. Yep. And also as well, it's not like diseases and sickness is not going around.
COVID is still going.
Yeah,
we're proof of that.
Protect yourself. Protect yourself, please. Because winter is coming in full throttle, and it's gonna not be happy if you specifically don't protect yourself around this time.
Right.
All right, guys. Hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week. Bye-bye.
And